take a warrior like my father! I'll kill you, do you hear me? I'm gonna kill you!
Whenever people talk about Thorfinn, the conversation usually goes straight to revenge, which makes sense. His whole early story is basically fueled by it. But the more I think about it, the more I realize that I don't think revenge is the saddest part of Thorfinn's story. I think the saddest part comes after. Because imagine spending years chasing one thing, like genuinely shaping your entire life around it, and then one day it's just gone. Now what? That's where Thorfinn's story gets interesting to me. Because he spends so much time trying to reach this finish line that he never really stops to think about what happens after crossing it. People sometimes forget that Thorfinn used to be a pretty normal kid. He had a family. He looked up to his dad. He wanted adventure. There's something almost cruel about rewatching early scenes knowing where he ends up because you can literally watch that version of him disappear. And once his father dies, everything narrows. His world gets smaller, mentally. Every choice starts orbiting around one thing, Askeladd, and that's it. That becomes the mission. And here's where I think people misunderstand Thorfinn. Revenge didn't just give him anger, it gave him structure. Think about how weird his life becomes. He joins the people responsible for ruining his childhood. Travels with them, fights for them, kills for them. From the outside, it feels almost irrational. But if revenge becomes the center of your world, suddenly everything else becomes background noise. Years go by, and Thorfinn barely builds a life outside that goal. No real future, no other dream, no backup plan. Just, one day I'll kill Askeladd. And when one goal becomes your whole identity, losing that goal becomes dangerous.
Fast!
You're not bad, little man.
Then we get to the moment he spent years moving towards. Or at least close enough. When Askeladd dies in Thorfinn's arms, Thorfinn doesn't just lose his enemy. He realizes with absolute horror that Askeladd was the closest thing he had to a father for a decade. When Thorfinn slashes Askeladd's face in rage as he's dying, Askeladd's final words are literally advice on how to move forward. Losing Askeladd left Thorfinn completely orphaned a second time. What always stands out to me about this scene is how empty it feels. Thorfinn spent so much time preparing for revenge that he never prepared for failure. Or success. He never asked himself, who am I if this ends? That question hits hard because I think a lot of people do this. You tell yourself, once I hit this goal, I'll feel better. Then you get there and realize your brain quietly moved the goalpost while you weren't looking. What makes Thorfinn interesting to me isn't that revenge failed, it's what happens after. For the first time in years, there's space. He has zero will to live. He lets people beat him up. He doesn't care if he dies, and he feels absolutely nothing. Why? Because the anger that kept his blood hot for 10 years completely vanished, leaving him cold. He had to hit absolute rock bottom, a state of total emotional paralysis, before he could even begin to rebuild. And space is uncomfortable when you've spent your whole life running from yourself, because now he has time to think, time to remember, time to sit with everything he did while chasing revenge. That's brutal. It's way easier to keep moving than to process. And honestly, I think that's why his character shift feels so different compared to a lot of anime protagonists. He doesn't power up, he slows down.
You can let Einar here go back to work. He can kill me instead.
I've already forgotten. What was your name again, slave?
It's Thorfinn.
I always find it funny when people call post-revenge Thorfinn soft, because learning how to fight was never his problem. He already mastered that. Learning how to live normally? That's harder. Thorfinn's shift to pacifism isn't just a philosophical choice. It's a desperate survival mechanism for his sanity. He's literally haunted by the ghosts of the people he slaughtered, pulling at his ankles from a dark abyss every single night. His vow of non-violence isn't him being soft, it's him carrying a massive debt. He realizes that since he took so many lives, the only way to balance the scale is to spend the rest of his life creating a place of peace. Finland, and saving lives. Now he has to figure out things most people learn growing up. How to connect with people. How to exist without anger carrying you. How to build a future when your old one disappeared. That version of growth feels messy, which is probably why it feels so real.
Because I have no enemies.
Early Thorfinn thought being a true warrior meant being strong enough to kill your enemies. Post-revenge Thorfinn finally understands what his father meant when he said, "You have no enemies. No one has any enemies." His growth isn't just learning how to live normally, it's him finally stepping into his father's shoes and realizing that true strength is the ability to endure, forgive, and protect without a sword. So yeah, I don't think Thorfinn's story is really about revenge. I think it's about what happens when your entire identity is attached to one goal. Because when that goal disappears, sometimes you realize it was the only thing holding parts of you together. And maybe that's why so many people connect with him. Not because most people understand revenge, but because a lot of people know what it feels like to chase something for so long that they forget who they are without it. So maybe getting everything he wanted wasn't the tragedy. Maybe it was realizing it couldn't give him his life back. You want to say something? Anyways, do you guys think that revenge ruined Thorfinn, or losing his purpose changed him more? Let me know in the comments, as well as any other character you guys want broken down like this. This is Anime Under the Surface, and I'll see you guys next week.